Welcome to this chair yoga class. We are exploring today the second chakra, Swadhisthana. The chakra lives at the base of our body between our pelvis and our sacrum, and it encompasses the kidneys, the bladder, the sex organs, and the circulatory system. It's the energy of water and flow. So we'll be doing a lot of flowing poses today. But let's start with a guided meditation. So sit comfortably in your chair, and I will join you in a minute. So finding a comfortable seat in mountain pose, or if it's available to you, you can even bring your legs up, sit cross-legged in your chair, so that you feel your pelvis grounded and your spine stretching up out of your pelvis, as if your pelvis is a flower pot and you want that pelvic bowl to be nice and level. And then the spine is like the flower coming out of that flower pot. And then the top of your head is like the flower blooming. Bring your awareness to your low belly, and you can bring your hands there as well. And do some yogic belly breaths. As we inhale, the belly drops into the hands, big, open, round, lower abdomen. Exhaling, squeezing the belly back towards the spine. Inhaling, expand the belly. Exhaling, squeezing the belly back towards the spine. So this is the area of your second chakra. And if you like, you can envision an orange ball of energy there. Notice how bright or dull that orange ball of energy is. Notice if it's swirling vigorously or slowly, because it's more a vortex of energy than a ball. A ball is too static. Notice how big it is, what size it is. You're using your imagination. If you can't feel these things, just imagine them. I'm going to throw some words out. I'd like you to notice, without reacting, what your attitude or feeling, so I guess you are reacting, to these words are. Creativity. Intimacy. Playfulness. Sexuality. Pleasure. These are all words that relate to our second chakra. And I think our second chakra gets a bad rap, because when these qualities are out of balance, they do definitely lead us into perhaps addiction or codependency. But in balance, the qualities of a second chakra bring joy, pleasure, playfulness, creativity, intimacy, and fun into our lives. So those are the qualities that we are going to cultivate today in today's practice. So let's release the hands and scoot forward on our chair, still sitting in our seated mountain pose. And if you need to hold on to the base of the chair, you can. We're going to rock back and forth on our pelvis. So the upper body is fairly still. We're drawing the belly in and rocking back on the sitting bones, and then tipping the pelvis forward and rocking forward. So one of the qualities of the second chakra is flow. So we're feeling that flow in our second chakra area, tipping back, rocking forward. Awareness, breath, movement, all in the second chakra, between the pelvis and the sacrum. Massaging the organs of that area, kidney, bladder, sexual organs. Bringing energy to this part of our body. And particularly, since this is a chair yoga class, I'm assuming that most of the students spend a lot of time sitting, and that there's a lot of congestion in this area. So just doing this little pelvic rock every day for a few seconds, a few times a day, will help release congestion in your second chakra. And let's come back to stillness. Just notice the energy flowing in that area. All right, we'll come back to that, but we want to do some warm-ups all the way around the body. So you can scoot back in your chair a little if you like. Sitting up nice and tall, grounding through the feet. Let's lower the chin to the chest and roll the ear to one side. And roll the ear the other way. And come back to center and rotate the head. And rotate back. Come back to center. Let's lower the ear to one side. Roll the chin forward and roll the ear the other way. Feeling a lot of cracks back there. What about you? Let's squeeze the shoulders up to the ears. Roll them back, down, forward, squeeze them forward. Inhale, squeeze them up, press them back, roll them down. Squeeze them forward, squeeze them up, press them back and down. One more time, squeeze forward, up, back, and down. Doesn't that feel like a nice massage in your upper body? Let's squeeze them back, up, forward, and down, back, up, forward, down, back, up, forward, down, back, up, forward, and down. Let's take one arm across the body, give it a hug in. You can circle your wrist or figure eight your wrist. Let's figure eight the wrist. And release. Let's bring the other arm across and hug it in. And we'll figure eight the wrist on this side. And down. Let's reach the arms out, palms up, shoulders down. We're pressing the walls apart. And then we're pointing the fingers down. Inhaling up. Curl the fingers and then point them down. Curl the fingers and point them up. Curl the fingers and then point them down. Curl the fingers and point them up. Down. Curl and up. Curl and down. And down. Let's move on to the legs. You can put your hands underneath your thighs. Send one leg out. Draw the belly in. So feel the support of your core here, your second chakra, as you sit up tall and stretch your leg out. We'll point and flex. Awareness right into the second chakra. Circle the ankle. And circle back the other way. And down. Take a breath. We'll send the other leg out. Point and flex. So another quality of the second chakra is intimacy and balance. So what are you most intimate with? Your own body. And we're balancing right and left sides of our body here. And circle. And circle back the other way. And then let's stretch one leg out with the toes up. The other leg is bent back. Draw the belly in. We're feeling the breath in our second chakra. We're going to try to come forward with a straight back. You're going to feel that in the back of your leg, maybe in your lower back. So you're not rounding forward, you're coming forward from your lower back. Belly supporting you. Long spine as you stretch out. Do that heel, toes pointed up. And then if you like, you can slide over, surrendering over your leg, wherever your hands land. However close you can get to your leg is right for you. With the intention to lengthen your spine as much as possible rather than rounding it over the leg. Feel that nice stretch in your lower back. Inhale back up. Let's change legs. Send the other leg out. Toes are pointed up. Sit up tall. Support with your core. Come forward as if the pressure for forward bending is from your lower back. So straight line down the leg. Straight line up the top of the head. Belly in. No rounding yet. And when you're ready, sliding down the leg. Again, go as far as your body feels comfortable. When you fold it over as far as feels right to you, take a breath and see if you can lengthen your spine a little bit more so that you feel the stretch through your whole back, not just your upper body. Breathing into your lower back, your sacrum and your pelvis. Inhale and slowly come on back up. Bring that leg back in. Again, you're sitting towards the front of your chair. Let's widen our legs. You can hold on to the base of your chair. Sit up tall. We're going to open the hips. Nice lifted abdominals. Strong, straight spine. Breath awareness right down into the lower body. And back to center. We're going to bring the soles of the feet together. Can you do that with the knees out? Sitting in butterfly pose. Drawing the belly up. And then we're going to very gently butterfly the knees. Feel the spine lengthening up out of that flower pot base of your pelvic bone as you open and close your legs here. And just take a moment to feel the energy in your sacrum, in your pelvic bowl. And come back to center. And we'll do an easy spinal twist, bringing one hand to the outside of your leg, the other hand to the chair. And you'll feel that right across your belly. So we're stretching and squeezing right through the area of our second chakra. Inhale back to center. Let's bring the hand across the leg, hold the back or the side of the chair. Inhale long and exhale spin. And inhale back to center. Take a nice deep breath, sitting in mountain pose. We're going to do a little rolling cat and dog here. It looks like this. We're going to rock back, lift up, round forward, round back, rocking back, inhaling tall, exhaling forward, rounding the spine so that you feel that this motion is starting at the base of your spine. It's a variation on cat and dog here, rounding, rolling back, rolling up, lifting up, shoulders back, chest forward, drawing the belly in, rounding back, rocking back on your sitting bones, rocking forward on your sitting bones as you lean forward, roll back on your sitting bones, curl in, inhale tall, rock forward on your sitting bones, chest forward, round back, roll back. This is getting to be too much. If you're getting dizzy, just skip a set. Rolling forward, rolling back. Feel that action in your lower back, your lower body, opening up your second chakra. One more, last one. And come to stillness, and if you can, come to stillness in child pose. Wrapping your arms around your legs and letting your head go, or putting your elbows on your knees and supporting your head in your hands. Inhale back up. We're going to walk our feet outward and scoot towards the front of your chair, but only as far as you can, still feeling safe and grounded. We're going to go into a little flow series here. So remember, the second chakra is about circulatory system. So we're bringing energy and flow into the body. We'll come down onto one elbow and reach the arm up and over. Inhale back up into warrior two. Bring the other arm down, reach up and over. Inhale back up into warrior two. Come on down onto your elbow, reach up and over. Inhale. So we're balancing both sides of the body. Moving with the breath. Flowing with life. Again, if you're getting dizzy, please skip a set. Maybe with each repetition, you go a little bit further. Let's do one last set. Inhale back to center. And toe heel back to Tadasana. And scoot back on your chair a little. We'll take another spinal twist here. So you can cross your ankles or cross your knees, whichever works for you. Bring your hands to your chest. Again, from the pelvis, bringing the body forward and spinning to the outside of your leg. So if you're crossing your ankles, you can't reach your leg, you can always try this variation. So you can be here, or here, or here. 3 choices. Again, nice long stretch in the lower back. Feel that. Feel the pull across your belly, but not as much as in the other variation. But more, you should feel some nice openness across the lower pelvis and sacrum area. Bring those hands back in, come back to center, uncross, shake it out. So again, you can cross your ankles or your knees. Bring the hands together and spin, and then reach your elbows to the outside of your leg or ankles crossed. If you can't reach the outside of your leg, you can still open your arms out. Or crossed, opening your arms out. Lengthen your spine. Feel the openness in your lower back. It shouldn't be a rounded and tight pose, but a long, open pose. So that you feel the lower back decongesting. And let's inhale back. Come back to center, uncross. We'll take a breath here into Tadasana. So we're going to do a deeper exploration of tree pose today. Now, if you can stand and do tree pose holding onto the chair, I invite you to do that. If you can't do tree pose standing up, then you're just going to sit in your chair, your legs out straight, and then bring one foot against your ankle or your calf or all the way up. Should we just all do it sitting? What do you think? Or you can stand up and hold on to something. Or lean against the wall. You can be doing tree with your whole hip against the wall, or you could just be holding on to something. So I'm going to lead you into a longer guided meditation on tree pose. So please, if you need to do it sitting, choose that option. All right, here we go. Sit or stand in Tadasana with the feet together and the arms by the sides. Focus on the support of the earth and the movement of the energy along the earth-sky axis that we practiced last week in Tadasana. Notice the downward flow of energy which connects us to the earth, and the upward flow of energy which supports us in space. Feel the body in balance along this line of energy. Bring your awareness to your left leg. Feel the body lengthen as you press down into the left foot and draw up on the left kneecap. Feel the line of gravity from the crown of the head through the navel, down through the inner seam of the left leg and sole of the left foot. Ground this energy into the earth as you press the foot downward and lift the toes. Square and level the hips. Draw the pelvic floor up, the belly in and up. Rotate the whole right leg outward from the hip joint. Bend and lift the knee as you continue to turn the thigh out, and raise the foot and press it firmly against the left leg. The right thigh bone is pressing outward and downward away from the standing leg. Feel the space this creates in the hip joint and the balance in the pelvis. Re-engage all the elements of Tadasana. Press down through the supporting leg. Draw up the kneecap. Tuck the tailbone under. Draw the pelvic floor up and the floating ribs in. Lift all four sides of the torso evenly up and out of the hips and lengthen the entire body. As you lengthen the body, spread across the front of the pelvis as you press the right femur out and down, and allow the right thigh to open out from the hip joint. Keep both hips square and level as much as possible, facing forward. When your posture is relaxed and steady, and you have a comfortable drishti, raise your arms overhead. only as far as you can to keep the shoulders down and relaxed. Check that the lumbar spine has not rounded in the process of lifting your arms. Continue to lift the pelvic floor. Draw the belly in and up. Draw the floating ribs back. Lengthen the spine. Keeping that standing leg firm, feel the spine lengthen from the base of the pelvis to the crown of the head as the head gently lifts. For 3 breaths, breathe deeply and freely from the sole of the standing foot to the tips of the extended fingers. Slowly release the arms down. Carefully release the leg. Take a moment to notice how you feel. We'll do the other side. So standing or sitting in Tadasana. Focus on the support of the earth beneath you and the movement of the energy along the earth-sky axis. Bring your weight onto your right leg. Feel the body lengthen as you press down into the right foot and draw up the right kneecap. Feel the line of gravity from the crown of the head through the navel, down through the inner seam of the right leg and sole of the right foot. Ground this energy into the earth as you press the foot downward and lift the toes. Square and level the hips by strongly pulling up the pelvic floor, bringing the belly in and up. Maintain the stability through this posture. Begin to rotate your whole left leg outward from the hip joint. Bend and lift the knee as you continue to turn the thigh outward. Raise the foot as high as you like and press it firmly against the opposite leg. Engage the inner thigh muscles so that there's even pressure between the thigh and the foot. The femur of the lifted leg, the upper thigh bone, is pressing outward and downward away from the standing leg. This creates space in the hip joints and helps to maintain balance in the pelvis. Re-engage all the elements of Tadasana, pressing down through the supporting leg, drawing up the kneecap, tucking the tailbone naturally under. Draw the pelvic floor up and the floating ribs in as you lift all 4 sides of the torso evenly up out of the hips and lengthen the entire body. As you lengthen the body, spread across the front of the pelvis as you press the femur out and down, and allow the thigh to open out from the hip joint. Keep both hips square and level as much as possible, facing directly forward. Find your drishti, and when your posture is relaxed and steady, raise the arms out and up only as far as you can while keeping the shoulder blades relaxed down, away from the ears. The shoulder blades draw back and down the body. Check that the lumbar spine has not rounded in any way in the process of bringing the arms up overhead. Keeping the standing leg firm, feel the spine lengthen from the base of the pelvis to the crown of the head as the head gently lifts. Hold the pose for 3 more breaths, feeling the deep support of the earth and the effortless balance sustained by the upward movement of energy through the body. Release the arms slowly and deliberately. Release the leg and bring it back down to the floor. Take a few breaths in seated or standing Tadasana to take it in. And come back down onto your chair when you're ready. Scoot forward on your chair and we'll do some circling of the body. Good work, everyone. And we'll circle back the other way. Just wanted to give you a seated break after that standing. If you did tree pose, you were standing quite a while. So I wanted you to get a little seated break. We're going to do one more standing pose. Okay, you ready to stand back up for one final pose? So coming to the back of your chair, I'm going to use the table. We're going to come into locust pose. So if you're seated, you're going to scoot to the side of your chair. Maybe like that, and send that leg back. So we're opening that hip joint. But if you're standing, I'm going to send one leg back, pressing into the toes. So again, feeling that grounding that you just worked on in tree pose, feeling that stretch back in that leg, the pelvic floor lifted, the abdominals supporting you. And then if you feel safe, you can engage that leg even more, pressing that thigh back. Feel strong, reach down through that back leg. You've got your toes on the floor. You're feeling a strong stretch through that leg. Pelvis and abdominals lifted. Shoulders relaxed down and back. So you bring energy from your pelvis down your leg, feeling that connection. And let's change sides. Bend the other leg back. Join the pelvic floor up, the belly up and in. Engaging that thigh leg, pushing that thigh muscle, pushing that thigh back. Strong, energetic line. Feel relaxation, though don't collapse your lower back. Lifting up out of your lower back. strong energy through that back leg. And let's release back to Tadasana, take it in. And then come back to your chair. Taking it in here. We're going to do some pelvic lifts. So scooting yourself forward on your chair, hands to the seat of the chair. And take a deep breath in, draw the base of the spine up, perineum up. And if you feel like you can, shooting off your chair, lifting your hips, and then touching the chair. Lifting your hips forward, touching the chair. If not, just engaging the muscles of your hips. 2 more, lifting your hips. And down, and 1 more, lifting your hips. And down, and scoot back on your chair. Good work. Feeling the energy in your core, in your pelvis. And we'll do 1 more. Let's come back to our wide-legged position and scoot to the corner of the chair. Bring 1 leg over the corner, the other knee down. And again, if you can, stretching that leg back, but if not, just down is fine. Coming into a spinal twist here, and you'll feel that right across your lower belly. Grabbing the arm of the chair, looking over your shoulder. Pull that leg out straight if you can. Awareness right into your lower belly. Feel that pull and twist. And let's come back. Bring that leg back in. Walk yourself back to center. Walk yourself back to the point of the chair on the other side. If you can, the knee comes down or even straightens back. Whatever works for you. And turn towards the back of your chair. Spinal twist here. Deep breath into your belly and out. And inhale back to center, bring that knee in, walk yourself back. Come back on your chair for Tadasana and Shavasana. Close your eyes, go inside. And let the focus of your practice be your lower belly. You can relax it now. Just feel it moving in and out with the breath. As you take this time to integrate the benefits of the second chakra practice, focusing on flow, playfulness, sensuality, creativity, intimacy, and balance. You can stay here as long as you like. When you're ready, slowly begin to move your fingers and toes. Gently move and stretch in whatever way feels good to you. So I hope you feel energized by this second chakra class. Have a wonderful week. Namaste.